No words. No words.
And I don't know where my
No, don't hide.
I now have a number of representatives that have indicated they'd like to speak. And again, in the interest of time, I'd like some short interventions. I'm now going to invite High Representative Vice President Federica Mogherini to speak on behalf of the European Union. Thank you, Federica.
Thank you very much, and thank to you and to the Secretary General of the United Nations for convening this meeting and also for having this focus on humanitarian. Just a few weeks ago in Brussels, we gathered some of the key partners and donors that are around this table here exactly to focus on how, also with Stephen, how we can step up our humanitarian support facing the risk of famine now. And the European Union, as you know well, is by far the first donor for Somalia in all different sectors. When it comes to our response to the drought, it amounts to over 460 million euros. And still we know that this is not enough, that we need to mobilize more resources. We will do our part, we will continue to do our part, but we need others to come in and increase the level of support if we want to avoid the catastrophe. We believe also that the availability of resources is not the only challenge we are facing in Somalia when it comes to the risk of famine, insecurity, access constraints. Extortions of aid are among the biggest obstacles to deliver aid to the most needy, and restricted access remain for us the major impediment to roll out a full relief operation covering the majority of the needs. We also have a concern about the feasibility of the return process of up to 50,000 Somali refugees living in Kenya refugee camps now in the current context of severe drought. Beyond human suffering, we believe it is important, as the Secretary General mentioned, to contain the political risks. We are in a delicate moment for the institutions, the government, very much absorbed by the impact of the drought in the moment when it starts its process, only a few months after the inauguration of the President. We believe it is essential that we support and help the government to be seen delivering on expectations of the population and remain focused on also the other critical political and security challenges the population needs to find answers to, because they are somehow interrelated. Two last things. One is the regional dimension. We're focusing on Somalia here, but also because assisting Somalia in this moment also means assisting the neighbors, to limit spillover, but each country in the region, and in particular Ethiopia and Kenya, deserves specific attention and support. We should not forget it. And last but not least, we need to take climate change more seriously. This is true in general political terms. I discussed this in the UN, also with the Secretary General in the last days, but also in our projections for the region. Second, last, only stability and development can create an environment in which natural disasters can be coped with. And this is why the rest of the conference today will be also so important. I thank you.
Federica, thank you for your contribution.